Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. I thought that this particular item would arrive a little bit earlier, so I'd have a bit more time to look at it, and I thought I'd give you the review of this product today. But alas, it's just going to be the unboxing and sort of initial impressions. I'll try and get the review out either later on in the week or possibly even next week for next week's Wednesday video. I'm in a completely different room. The room I normally use with plenty of lighting has been used, so I'm having to use this just in the meantime, but from next week reviews will be in the usual area, just for this week only. This is going to be my unboxing and initial impressions of the new sort of 30k Horus Heresy Crusade book. Got the limited edition version in the leather and the sort of silver protectors. It doesn't really matter whether you get this or the other one, they're both made in China. So we've got here a 2016 catalogue, and I think this is the brand new one. So it's got the Warlord Titans Arioch Power Claw, or Arioch, and it's got the Sunfury Plasma Annihilator and the new head. We've also got the Sokar Pattern Stormbird, £750. It's sort of what I expected. It's actually a little bit cheaper than what I expected, with the Thunderhawk at 425. 325 quid more for is okay, and the landing pad, I thought that would be about £70, but there you go. And then it's also got the Mastodon Heavy Assault Tank, £300. Now I thought that would be 250. I really did. I was really hoping it'd be £250. God knows how they made it 300, but I suppose it has got a lot going on the top, and the sides are quite thick and they're one piece each, and it's got a fully detailed interior. Is it worth the extra 130 from a fail blade? I don't know, but then again, a fail blade doesn't have a completely detailed interior. It doesn't have the doors at the front and the back that open, and it doesn't have an awful lot going on the top. Yes, it's got the turret and the cannons, but there must have been extra processes to enable them to have the tracks on there and have that whole armour panel as one unit, whereas the felt blade, as you know, the tracks are separate, and they use parts of the plastic kit, Baneblade too. But I was really hoping that'd be 250. At 250 that would have been a steal, and they would have sold a lot more, but there you go. So this is the brand new 2016 catalogue. I'm going to enjoy having a look at that. It's the first time I've got a catalogue that actually has products in it that aren't even on their website, so I'm going to enjoy looking at that later. Back to the book, they only made 500, and it doesn't look like it's damaged, so that's good. If you want to know how much I paid for it, essentially it cost me £47, so almost £50 for this. I think you can get the red version of the book for £32. You obviously have to pay for your postage and things, so you're looking at 36-37 quid, I suppose. So they made 500 of these, and they were sold out in about 2 hours, because I kept checking the store. That's just crazy. They should have made 1,000 or 2,000. 500 is nothing. I very much doubt that there are 500 people that like Space Marines, or like 30k Space Marines, or like Horus Heresy. I very much doubt that. They should have given everybody a chance. I believe they should have still had like enacted sort of like a one per customer kind of thing, so that people couldn't buy 2 or 3 and then make heaps of money off them. But still, 500 just does not give your everyday sort of player and that many people the chance to purchase one and own one of these, which is a bit of a shame, because I think everybody should have the opportunity. If you wake up late on the Friday, or if you're at work like most of us are, it's not really fair for those people. What I'm trying to say is they should have made more and made them more available, really, because this book completely takes over from this book. This is the Legiones Astartes Crusade army list. This is the Age of Darkness army list, so this now overrides that. There's no point in buying this book. It came out 2 years ago, 2014. This one overrides it, and that's mainly because it's got quite a few units that weren't in the other book. So let's open it and have a little look. But I'm just thinking that if they had brought out, 2,000 of these, they still would have sold them within 4 or 5 hours, and that would have been the difference of £23,000, which 500 of these would have given Forgeworld, not including the postage obviously, to a difference of almost over 100 grand, really. So, and that would have been 100 grand in 4 or 5 hours worth. Maybe they have limits in China, but I very much doubt that. Because they make all of these, the book 1, 2, 3 and all the rest of it, they make those in China too, and they're not limited. I wanted to get one of these because I missed out on the last version where it had the silver, they call it, and it's got red bookmark in there too. So this is my first look at this book. You've got forward even. So there's no contents on the back, which I'm pretty sure if you got the red one there would be, because there is there. So that's one sort of downgrade to this book. It would have been cool if they just had contents on there, but in silver. Just a thought, if they can do that in silver, but maybe they can't get the level of detail, who knows. But here are the contents right now. So you got HQ, you got Praetor, Centurion, Consuls, Damocles, Rhino and Command Squad. Elites, you've got Veteran Tat Squad, Destroyer Squad, and so on. Dreadnoughts, Contemptor Mortis, Troops, Tactical Squad, Reconnaissance, Assault, Breacher, Dedicated Transports, Dreadnought, Drop Pod, Rhino, Fast Attack, Seeker Squads, Outriders, Jet Bikes, Lightning Fighter, Xiphon, Interceptor, Storm Eagle, Ambulance Dreadclaw, Javelin Attack Speeders, Heavy Support, Jet Bike, Sky Slayer Support Squadron. You've got Heavy Support Squads, Predator, Unraiders, Fire Raptor, Achilles Pattern, Vindicator, Spartan, Saestus, Venator, Sakaran, Charybdis, Leviathan, Whirlwind Scorpius, Malkador, Lords of War. You've got Cerberus, Typhon, Falchion, Stormblade, Fellblade, Glaive, Thunderhawk, Transporter, Mastodon and Sokar Pattern Stormbird. Fortifications, got the Imperial Primus Redoubt and the Castellum Stronghold. So they're the main ones. Let's have a quick look. Like I said before, I'll be putting up a big review of this probably next week on Wednesday, because there hasn't been a lot of releases as such for 40k Forgeworld at present over these past 2 weeks. A lot of Age of Sigmar stuff, so I'll do the review of this book in obviously better lighting and things next week for you. So there you go, Legion Praetor, Centurion. Looks like the Praetor is better than the Centurion, but Centurion's not too bad at 50 points. Damocles Command Rhino. There you go, you got consoles as well. Any Centurion can be upgraded to a console, and they have different sort of areas that they're specialised in. Command Squad, some of these pictures we've seen before. Terminator Squad, you can equip them with either Tartarus or Cataphractii. Apothecarion, Legion Dreadnought Talon, Contemptor, Legion Mortis Dreadnought, and you've got Contemptor Quartus class. I still don't think they've released the model for this. So Troops, Tactical Squad, Breacher Squad, Tactical Support, Reconnaissance Squad. These are sort of like the sniper rifle dudes. You can give them a sniper rifle each. You have 5 of those for 100 points. You got the Rhino, Drop Pod, Dreadnought Drop Pod, Seeker Squad, Outrider. There guys on the bikes, Tap Bike, Jet Bike. There's crazy jet bikes with the heavy bolters in them. So you got Primaris, Lightning Strike Fighter, Tarantula Sentry Gun, Dreadclaw Drop Pod, Legion Land Speeder, Storm Eagle, Xiphon Pattern Interceptor. This is great. Doesn't look like they've changed anything there. Still only got the 2 hull points, still only got Armour 11 all round, and it's still 200 points, or 205 points. Attack Speeder Squadron, Death Storm, different types of Land Raiders, including the Achilles. And then you got the Alpha Pattern Achilles, which is the better one in my opinion. Then you got the Fire Raptor, 200 points, so it's cheaper than a Xiphon, but it's got armour of 12 all round, 4 hull points instead of 2, and it's got all these ridiculous weapons too. And then you got the Artillery Tank Squadron. I don't know whether I get a Medusa. People do sort of like sing their praises, but it's just that 36-inch range. It's not very long. I'd probably go for a Basilisk instead. There you go. And then you got the Vindicator, Instead of the demolisher cannon, you can get it with a laser destroyer array. If you like the Vindicators, all I'm saying is just stay tuned to the channel. Then you've got Spartan assault tank, the Cerberus assault ramp, Sakaran Venator, and then the normal Sakaran. Lovely tanks, really nice. I really like the neutron beam laser, although it's 36-inch range. Much prefer it to be 48, obviously. That would make it a true sort of tank hunter. I still think it's the fact that it's got 2 shots. It's ordnance, strength 10, AP1, concussive and shot pulse is brilliant, because the shot pulse, any vehicle, including super heavy vehicles, that suffer a penetrating hit can only fire snapshots. I mean, that's just, even if it doesn't blow it up or take, you know, a load of hull points off, it still can only fire snapshots. So for 190 points to disable a tank that's 600 points or so, or even a Titan, that's just an incredible sort of thing to have. Cerberus assault claw. When I went to Warhammer World, I was really pleasantly surprised how big those assault claws are, and I'm really tempted to get one because they're massive. I think that's a much nicer sort of like dreadnought drop pod, in my opinion. I'll probably get 1 or maybe 2 of them at some point, but they are quite expensive, but they're lovely models. Leviathan, so we got the same sheet as what we had in book 6. However, one thing I think it's missing is anything about the missiles on the top. I think it's just crazy that it's completely ignored them anywhere on here, but oh well, that's that. And then the Derridio pattern dreadnought, lovely looking model. You may have already noticed that you can have this single Arachnus pattern heavy las cannon battery. I've already seen the model for this on a few YouTube videos and things from Forgeworld Open Day that took place Sunday, just gone. I'm not a huge fan. It just looks like 2 las cannons on the side of it, like 1 on each side. I was hoping to have 4. That would be cool, even if it didn't reflect it, because it says here heavy 2 exoshock. I mean, if it was heavy 2 twin linked, that would be pretty cool. It's only 1 on each side. I don't know, it just looks like it's missing something. That's just my opinion though. I much prefer the Anvilus sort of autocannon loadout, which is still a strength 8 heavy 4 Sunder, which is still crazy. I know the Arachnus is a strength 10, but I just like the look of that a lot more. Then you got the Whirlwind Scorpius, the Malcador, basically saying that this is a Legion tank now. I think they're really trying to sell it, maybe. If it moves flat out in the shooting phase, it may choose to fire its traverse mounted weapon at its full ballistic skill. That's pretty cool. I think it's just sort of like a battle tank really, but with silly 14 armour on the front. Sort of like a bit like a Lehman Russ really, but with 6 hull points. A bit like a Predator, but a bit better. Then you got Cerberus. Nothing's changed there, I don't think. Still got that silly feedback rule where it can lose a hull point. The Typhon, there may well be something in regards to the Typhon at some point, but the one thing I found out is, from early overviews, is it's gone up in price to almost 400 points, which is just crazy. They should have just kept it at the same points as it was before. It's still really decent, but at almost 400 points, it's a bit of a shame that they changed that. Falchion, 525, that's a lot for a twin-linked volcano cannon. Stormblade, I sort of put this in the middle of these now. Well, basically the Falchion is 525 points, but then you've got to buy the crew as well, so you might as well call it 540 points. Don't know why they've done that for these sort of 3. Even the Legion Fellblade, they've now put it at ballistic skill 3, and you've got to buy the Space Marine Legion crew for another 15 points. I mean, it's a Legion Falchion, it's a Legion Fellblade, and it's in the Legion Codex. Basically what you say in Forgeworld is you can take these Legion Falchions and things for Imperial Guard. I don't understand it. They should have kept the ballistic skill 4, done away with Space Marine Legion crew. I understand that they're sort of saying, well, you can have an aspect of your Space Marine Legion that haven't got Space Marines in. You can have your Space Marine version of a Baneblade without Space Marines in. Yeah, I understand that, but for 15 points, that extra ballistic skill, I don't know why they've done that, but they have. Because the Glaive, they haven't. They've got it as ballistic skill 4. I think there might be some changes in points, but I'll go over that in the review. Thunderhawk Transporter, Gunship, Mastodon. This is the same data sheet as it was in book 6. 700 points, 14 all round, 10 hull points, 2 void shields. You've got 2 las cannons, 2 heavy flamers, and then you get the melter array, and then you've also got the Sky Reaper battery. Because it's a super heavy tank, each weapon can fire at different things. It can fire when it moves as well. Sky Reaper battery is 5 shots, twin linked Skyfire and Interceptor. It's 48-inch range, pretty good. And the melter array, that's definitely going to be better. It's only 12-inch range, so it's going to be better at fortification and things, but when do you play many games with fortifications, or when people bring a castle and stronghold or anything like that? Yeah, it's a decent way to carry around 40 models, or 2 dreadnoughts or contemptor dreadnoughts. You can carry 2 dreadnoughts, each counting as 10 models, so basically you could carry 2 dreadnoughts and 20 space marines, which is quite nasty. I don't know how the dreadnoughts would fit in there, but there we go. Then you got the Soko pattern Stormbird. I was thinking, instead of having this, I was thinking that the Stormbird would have a big cover sheet and everything, but it doesn't. It's still crazy that it's got 14 armour on the front and then 13 on the side and 12 on the rear for a flyer, and it's 850 points. It's quite a lot, but it's got this dual void shield generator that has this projector that any models within 12 inches when it's hover mode. I mean, are you really going to get one of these and put a base on it and have it in hover mode? I don't know. We'll find out. Templar's Crusade's going to get one. I'll be very interested to see how he mounts that, because it's quite heavy. It's got these Dread Strike missiles, macro bomb clusters or orbital strike, so it can even call in an orbital strike if it wants to. And it can carry 50 models. It can carry any type of dreadnought, and dreadnoughts count as 10 models. Doesn't say it's got a maximum amount of dreadnoughts though, like a Mastodon, so in theory it can carry 5 dreadnoughts, which would be very scary, especially if 3 of them are Leviathans. Imperial Primus Redoubt, I'm not sure about this, not sure what it looks like. I don't think they've made a model for this, I could be wrong though. But the Castellum Stronghold's there, and they have made a model for that, and it's really nice. There it is, they've used that many times. And then they've got Rites of War, lots of Rites of War it seems. Oh, you got Iron Warriors, Iron Hands, some battles. Legiones Astartes special rules. So you got the Primarch special rules and things in here. But I mean, obviously you'd need to use this in combination with the Age of Darkness book, because that's got all the Primarch's rules in one place. You got all the war gear, which is great. I love how they've got all these different weapons and things in here. Looks like it's quite an exhaustive list as well. You got equipment, melee weapons, a few melee weapons there, and you got some equipment, Terminator armour. And then, great, you got one of these, which is like your weapons table chart. A lot of rules there for the weapons, and also it's really cool because it gives you a little index here of where you can find the rules for the different weapons, such as like sever and cut, things like that. I think that's really awesome that it's giving you a page, and that should be mandatory in my opinion. And then it gives you some pictures. I think the new ones that they didn't have last time was Gilliman and Korax. And then it just shows you all the books. There's book 6. Age of Darkness Legions, that's the one that you should really use it with. I've also got the Crusade Imperialis, which is more of the Solar Auxilia cults and the Questoris Knights. And then it gives you a little bit of an advert for the Horus Heresy Black Library collector's editions. So what they're doing is they're just bringing out the same books but hardback for, I think they're 25 quid, something like that. Quite a lot, but there you go. So that's sort of my overview. It's up to you whether you decided to get this version of the book for a little bit more money. It's quite a thin book anyway. I think it only runs in at 137 pages. Is that too thin? A book that's 130 pages, is it too thin for almost a £50 book with these covers and things? It's up to you really. I know they brought it out the last time, and they're obviously incredibly popular, as they wouldn't have sold £24,000 worth of them in 2 hours. But I like it. If you've missed out on getting this special edition, you haven't missed out on much. It's literally just different cover and the cover guards. That's it. If anything, you're probably getting more because you're getting an index on the back. So for quick reference, rather than having to open the book and have a look at your contents, that might be a win. And also, it's going to be a lot easier carrying around this with you to games or friends' houses or whatever, and then just flicking through this quickly rather than this one. I've always thought that with special editions and things, these ones are just so much easier to use, in my opinion. These are heavier, they're obviously of a nicer material. You're not really that fussed about if they get a bit damaged and things, because you could quite easily just go on and buy another one or whatever. Why did I buy this special edition? One, because I missed out on the first lot. Two, because it's going to look really nice next to the other Horus Heresy books whenever I decide to get them. And three, because there's a few models in here that I've either bought already, and I haven't put them on the channel, or I'm planning to buy. So I wanted a really nice special book to sort of have their rules in. That's the end of my unboxing and in-depth overview, I suppose. If you've got any questions about the book before next week, put them in the comments below, and I'll make sure I'll try and answer them, or spend a bit longer on that particular unit in the review. So it's your chance to get some direct involvement in the next video. So once again, thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.